Hey YouTube, Melissa from Metals and Pieces here, and I have a very important question for you. What is your definition of a badass? Huh? What? Really? Yeah. So, I want you, before we even start, to go down below and give me your definition of what you think a badass is. Because Metals and Pieces, we serve badasses. But we were kind of wondering, what is the actual definition of the word? Right? Do you know? Today on the Metals and Pieces show, we're gonna find out. So Beastie, what actually is a badass? We turn to the internet, we turn to the dictionaries, and the dictionary says that a badass is a tough, uncompromising, or intimidating person. And I thought, that just doesn't quite sound right to me, because when I think of a I would guess, looking at that, a man wrote that. Because being a female badass encompasses so much more than, being tough, uncompromising. Well, those two are okay. Or intimidating person. Now, I personally get so annoyed at the intimidating aspect because, my whole family, my sister deals with this, my mother deals with this, all the women in my family deal with this. That you walk into a room, you start talking to people, and they're all really excited and whatnot, but it gets kind of hard to make friends because we intimidate people. They're like, wait, you run a business? You run your own business? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm a jewelry designer. Wait, you shoot guns? Well, yeah, I do bullet jewelry and I enjoy making targets explode. Or talking to my sister and people will talk about their travels and we'll say, yeah, Allie and I, we did an entire summer. We traveled the entire East Coast. We made it our goal to know every ice cream stand in the East Coast, if not the Northeast. We got pretty close to the Northeast. But we would regularly travel from New York, drive down to Florida for the weekend for a show, and drive back up. What? You mean regular people don't do that? What's wrong with regular people? What? Yeah, of course, we drove to Maine for New Year's Eve to hike Cadillac Mountain. What? You mean normal people don't do that? Why in the world would anyone want to be normal? Why in the world would anyone want to be, I repeat this, normal? It sounds so boring. What do you do with your life? Oh, you work 9 to 5? Okay, I can get behind that. I've had plenty of 9 to 5 jobs. Yep, no problem there. And then you come home, okay. And you get some drinks, all right. And you binge and watch Netflix all night. Huh? Okay, well, that's during the week. What do you do on the weekends? Oh, we go out to, and not this world, but it's oh yeah, we go to the bar all weekend. Or we go to the winery for the weekend. I'll be honest, I have never spent a weekend at a winery unless I was working an event there. Which is lacking on my part. I would like to go do it at least once so I could know what the experience is. But I would much rather spend my weekends traveling the country, adventuring and doing something new. Going on a crazy, insane hike. All of the stuff that, come on, be interesting, people. Don't you want to have stories? Don't you want to be yeah, we were in the state of Florida, and we picked up a hitchhiker, and we drove her all the way to North Carolina, and I swear I have never driven North Carolina that fast before. True story. I'll tell you more about it at some point. You want to tell people, or I'm the kind of person who wants to go skydiving. To me, that is badass. Badass is having ambitions that go beyond a 9 to 5. Badass is having ideals and goals for your life beyond the 6-pack in the fridge. And that's throwing a lot of shade. I'm not nothing against people with all the 6-packs in the fridges, but something more. Take it to the next level. I don't mean binging and alcohol poisoning people, okay? No, but take your events to the next level. So, I want to go enjoy a 6-pack at the top of Loon Mountain looking out after riding the gondola or doing whatever the hike is. I have no idea what that hike is. And looking out over this epic vista space. True story. I had lobster BLTs on the top of Loon Mountain. That's cool. But I mean, you don't have to be a badass every day. You don't have to be a badass every waking moment. But to me, being a badass, especially a badass woman, is looking and ambitioning for more, okay? Being tough means standing up for what you want. Being uncompromising means you're not taking second place for it. Or you're going to make sure that if that is a second place, that it has as much as what you want in there. Being an intimidating person, well, everyone else just needs to learn to stand up on their own feet, right? Like, I get so annoyed at that because I am not an in-your-face person. Like, you meet me in person, yes, like this, I am hyper excited all the time. But to me, that is badass. Being excited about stuff, being passionate about what you like doing, that's badass. Okay? I was cold before I started this video, okay? So, I asked a question to you. First question that you're supposed to answer below was, what is a badass? What does that mean to you? Second question, if someone calls you a badass, is that a vulgar insult to you? Or is that a kick-ass compliment? I take it as the kick-ass compliment, but I guess it really depends on who says it, doesn't it? But still, like, I was seeing and looking up the dictionary, they're like, oh yes, that can be very vulgar to be called a badass. What? We claim badass, or when we say something is badass, what to me we're saying is that is next level. That takes bravery that I don't know that I have. For something to be badass, that has to be in a direction that I want to go. Or if I don't want to actually go there, but to like, that is, let me phrase it another way here. There's a phrase that says, when you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find a new room. When I find a group of badasses, that's a new room. I'm sick of it. I hate being the smartest person in the room. Tell me if you like being the smartest person in the room. Some people like that ego trip, and I'm not going to judge. No judgy if you like that ego trip. However, if you are always the smartest person in the room, then you're just resting on your laurels and you're not challenging yourself. So being a badass is going to that next level room. Maybe it's the room where it happens. Name that quote. Okay, so... All right, what's another definition of badass here from the dictionary? We got, let me read this off, having an extreme appearance, attitude, or behavior, this one I like a lot more, which is considered admirable. Because you know what? We are all conditioned to be sheeple. We are conditioned by school, we are conditioned by our jobs, we are conditioned by society that you need to fit in. And this idea of being a rebel is a part of being a badass. Because people, there's kinds of two reactions to rebels, aren't there? People either look down on you and sneer at you like, why aren't you going with the status quo? Or people laud you and be like, wow, I wish I had the courage to do that. I've done that to a lot of people. I look at them and go, how in the world have you done that? And God, I wish I could do that too. And it's the pursuit of that, God, I wish I could do that too, that leads to being a badass. Right? So, to me, what it comes down to for being a badass is going through your day with ultimate confidence. We have a phrase in my house that we're going to do something even if it's wrong, because we are in a perpetual state of motion. We don't know how to stop. Which is not a bad thing. People get annoyed at that, but it's not a bad thing. We don't know how to stop. But when you are constantly in motion, you are constantly going after and constantly doing stuff and constantly trying new things and constantly going after to make yourself better, you get better. You cannot not get better. It is inevitable that you will improve, that you will expand, that you will grow, and you will be more badass by doing so. This is the soapbox today, the Metals and Pieces soapbox. So... to conclude here, who is a Metals and Pieces badass? A Metals and Pieces badass is a woman. We're not knocking on men, but just is a woman here, okay? Who is unafraid to go after what she wants. Who will not compromise on what she wants. Who moves boldly and decisively in the directions of her dreams. Doesn't matter if you're there yet. The pursuit of the dream, the taking that step after step after step and climbing that mountain. Because you know what's the best thing about dreams? The best ones are unattainable. And you realize that it's not the end result at the top of the mountain that's what you really wanted. And when you're in the pursuit of being a badass, when you're in the pursuit of your dreams, it is climbing that mountain. That's where the fun is. That's where the growth is. That is where the amazingness is. And if you reach the top of that goal and you don't see another mountain peak after that, then that's the end. And there's something wrong. My condolences. All right. So for all of that, a medals and pieces badass is a woman who is unafraid to go after what she wants, who moves boldly and decisively in the direction of her dreams, who is a mission conqueror, a no bullshitter, and is ready for stand proudly for what she believes in. Medals and Pieces knows. We know that one of the ways to becoming a badass, or one of the ways to feel badass, is how you dress. It's in the accessories that you choose. We know that the right piece of jewelry can take you from coffee to boardroom to boss babe. We know that the right accessories have purpose and meaning. Are you ready to arm yourself in style that takes you from a badass day to a badass night? Then come join us at Medals and Pieces. You bring the dream, we'll bring the glitter. If you love that and you want more Medals and Pieces soapboxes like this video, smash that subscribe button. Tell me in the comments what you want to see. All right? We'll be back tomorrow because we are on a mission to do a video every single day. I promise they won't all be this intense. Or maybe they will. We'll find out. Till then, till tomorrow, Beastie. Or I should say, till tomorrow, you badass Beastie.